Jai Shri Ram. Tulsi dohavali, a short collection. Let me read out and see the meaning is this doha. When they met Bharat, they felt like petty thieves gloating over their loot and caught red handed by the owner in broad daylight. You know who? Vibhishan and Sugriv. So Vibhishan and Sugriv, as you know, Vibhishan betrayed his brother Ravan, finally got crowned the king. Sugriv also betrayed his elder brother Vali, of course for good reason. Nevertheless, Sugriv became king after Vali was killed by Rama. Interestingly, Tulsi Das observes, look at the insight, the epiphany Tulsi Das had. He is saying, I will read the Doha later. See, if you know the meaning before, when you listen to the Doha, you will be able to appreciate it better. And we will all be able to learn Tulsi Das's language. It is quite a complex one because it's a mixture of Brajvasi, Awadhi, Hindi, some Persian words and Sanskrit too. So it's not an easy language to learn quickly. Okay. When they met Bharat, they felt like petty thieves, gloating over their loot and caught red-handed by the owner in broad daylight. This is what I believe Vibhishan and Sugriv experienced when they saw Bharat. Because as you know, Bharat could have very well become the king, whereas he refused. On the contrary, he cursed his own mother and he stayed at Nandigram. He took Rama's padukas and kept them on the throne and ran the country according to Rama's instructions. Never did he have the slightest desire to sit on the throne. So look at Bharat and his devotion towards Rama, his elder brother. And look at Vibhishan and Sugriva. Obviously, they must have felt very bad when they saw Bharat. Though they may have taken pride in being great Rama Bhaktas, compared to Bharat, they must have felt terrible, isn't it? Isn't it? So now the Doha. Sadhan chor mag mudit man. Sadhan chor mag mudit man. Dhani gahi jo faint. Dhani gahi jo faint. त्यों सुग्रीव विभीषण ही त्यों सुग्रीव विभीषण ही भई भरत की भेंट. सदन चोर मग मुदित मन धनी गही जो फेंट त्यों सुग्रीव विभीषण ही भई भरत की भेंट. When they met Bharat, they felt like that. They must have felt terrible. Okay. राम नाम अवलंब बिनु परमारथ की आस बरसत बारिद बूंद गही चाहत चढ़न आकाश. Without chanting Ram Nam, without Ram Bhakti, if anybody aspires to achieve moksha, it is like trying to climb into the sky by using the falling raindrops as a ladder. Wow, ultimate imagination. Okay, next. बिनु प्रपंच छल भीक, बिनु प्रपंच छल भीक लहिए न दिए कलेश. बिनु प्रपंच छल भीक लहिए न दिए कलेश. बावन बलिसो छल कियो, बावन बलिसो छल कियो दियो उचित उपदेश. To beg is better than cheating others. बिनु प्रपंच छल भीक लहिए न दिए कलेश. To beg is better than cheating others. Vaman cheated Mahabali and serves his punishment as by being the gatekeeper of Mahabali in the Patal Lok. That means Karam will not leave you. If you think you can get away by harming others, cheating others, looting others, indulging in some criminal activity, then you are mistaken, because Vamana, even Vishnu, Krishna, who came down as Vamana, is still teaching us a lesson there also. After punishing Mahabali for disturbing the balance, the cosmic balance, he is still teaching us a lesson by having actually asked for 3 steps and then he took away everything. And this fellow must have thought just 3 steps is nothing I can give. But the 3 steps became everything. And he had to be pushed to, he was pushed to Patal. So actually, Krishna cheated him, cheated Mahabali in a way. And for having cheated Mahabali, Krishna accepted the punishment, because once you come down to the human plane, the mortal plane, the laws of the world will apply even to Krishna. That is how Krishna is running the show. He can very well, shrug off all these, but he doesn't do that, because he is very keen to teach us some very simple lessons, that there is no escaping here, Baba. You can't get away. Please remember that. You may feel like you are getting away on this plane, but there is a higher plane, there is a higher law, and then you will have to come back here to pay bitter farthings. Okay, anyway. बिनु प्रपंच छल भीक लहिए न दिए कलेश बावन बलिसो छल कियो वामन वामन बावन बावन is Vaman actually. So this is Avadhi. Bhavan, which means Vaman. बावन बलिसो छल कियो दियो uchit upadesh. God doesn't break, Krishna doesn't break his laws even for himself. नाम राम को अंक है सब साधन है सून, नाम राम को अंक है सब साधन है सून, अंक गए 10 अंक रहे, अंक गए कुछ हाथ नहीं, अंक गए कुछ हाथ नहीं, अंक रहे 10 गुण. ओके, सो राम नाम को अंक है, सब साधन है सून. All sadhanas are 0. Unless you put that 1 in front of the 0 has no value. राम नाम को अंक है, सब साधन है सून, अंक गए कछु हाथ नहीं, अंक रहे 10 गुण. ओके, चित्रकूट सब दिन बसत प्रभु सिया लखन समेत, चित्रकूट सब दिन बसत प्रभु सिया लखन समेत, राम नाम जप जाप कही, राम नाम जप जाप कही, तुलसी अभिमत देत. ओके, चित्रकूट सब दिन बसत प्रभु सिया लखन समेत, राम नाम जप जाप कहे, तुलसी अभिमत देत. Next, now this is about Angada's indiscretion. Angada went to Ravana's court, challenged everybody, just try to shake my leg, and if you shake my leg, we will leave Sita behind and we will all go away, even Rama will go away. Rama never gave him this kind of a freedom. So Angada took unnecessary risks, and he was very imprudent. Just in case if Ravana had been able to shake this fellow's leg, no, Rama did not give him that mandate, na. So nevertheless, even Indrajit could not shake Angad's leg, and I believe Ravana came down from his throne to shake Angada's leg, but Angada decided not to let him shake, because out of respect, he said, you are elder to me, I don't want you to come and touch my feet or something like that, and he just flew away back to the camp. So now Tulsi Das is speculating, what could have ensured that Angad did not fail in this rash endeavor? Did Rama protect him with his power, or is it Ram Bhakti that gave him such strength? So that is left to us. You can also speculate. The doha is, te hi samaj kiyo kathin, te hi samaj kiyo kathin, pan je hi tolyo kailas. See, Angad made it very difficult for everyone, including Rama. And because he is now challenging a chap who has lifted Kailas. He has lifted, he shook Kailas, he lifted, and Shiva pressed it down with his toe, and this fellow got stuck there for 1,000 years, and he was chanting Shiva Tandava Stotram. You know that, no? So, te hi samaj kiyo kathin, pan je hi tolyo Kailas. Tulsi Prabhu Mahima kaho, Tulsi Prabhu Mahima kaho, सेवक का विश्वास. तुलसी प्रभु महिमा कहो, सेवक का विश्वास, सेवक को विश्वास. That is it Rama's महिमा, or is it सेवक's विश्वास? Wow. ते ही समाज कियो कठिन पन जे ही तोलियो कैलाश, तुलसी प्रभु महिमा कहो, सेवक को विश्वास. Now the next one is my very favorite, very very favorite. The meaning is, a prayer. Tulsidas is praying to Shiva. Oh Shivji, please promise me this much. I beg you of this boon, that any relationship with anybody, whosoever, any relationship or friendship or some kind of relationship, acquaintance also, if at all it has to happen, it has to happen with only a Ram Bhakta, no one else. Please give me this much as a boon. नातो नाते राम के राम स्नेह स्नेहु, नातो नाते राम के राम स्नेह स्नेहु, तुलसी मांगत जोड़कर जन्म जन्म शिव देहु. Okay, next. Tulsidas is complaining, you see, that everywhere you find people are always doing PhD on others. PhD means pull him down program. Pull her down, pull him down. So people are all obstacles in our sadhana. So they will distract you, they will be obstacles. Nobody actually helps us in our sadhana, because human life is rare. And in moksha sadhana, you should actually ask people, how's your moksha sadhana going on? We don't ask. We will ask. We ask, how do you do and all that. Silly. Then he'll say, how do you do? How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Hurry. Why don't you ask, how's your moksha sadhana going on? Or simplify it. How is your MS going on? Well, what is MS? Moksha sadhana. In fact, Vishwamitra asked Dasharatha this question when he came to Dasharatha in order to take Rama and Lakshmana along with him to take care of the Tataki who was spoiling all the yajnas. So Vishwamitra asked, hey Dasharath, how are you? No, not how are you. How is your moksha sadhana going on? That's a nice question. I think we should start asking people, how is your MS going on? बाधक सब सबके भये, साधक भये न कोई. बाधक सब सबके भये, साधक भये न कोई. तुलसी राम कृपालु तें, भलो होय सो होय. So Tulsi is saying, we have to resign ourselves to our fates, that whatever Rama wishes, that only happens, and others will always be obstacles. There is another doha which is very popular na. Let me recollect it. हो यही सोई जो राम रचि राखा. This is Shivji is telling Parvati, because Parvati was very skeptical. How can this man be God? See how he is weeping like an ordinary man. So at some point, I believe Shivaji said, हो यही सोई जो राम रचि राखा, हो यही सोई जो राम रचि राखा, को करे तर्क बढ़ावे शाखा, को करे तर्क बढ़ावे शाखा. This means whatever has to happen happens according to Rama's will, Rama's volition. Rama wills it and things happen. And who will waste their time trying to explain this to someone who is not willing to accept this truth? Shiva is actually expressing his frustration at the skepticism of Parvati. So, हो यही सोई जो राम रचि राखा, हो यही सोई जो राम रचि राखा, को करे तर्क बढ़ावे शाखा. Lovely, isn't it? Okay, I have not written this. I have to scribble this somewhere on this page. Okay. बड़े पाप बाढ़े किए, छोटे किए लजात. तुलसी था पर सुख चाहत, विधि को बहुत रिसात. People commit big crimes, but when it comes to petty improprieties, they shy away. And then they want happiness in life, and also constantly complain and condemn and criticize the Lord, the Supreme Lord, even Rama, Vidhi. What is it? Bade paap baadhe kiye, chote kiye lajat. Their entire life is spent looting others, cheating others, committing all kinds of crimes. Maybe, not direct murder and all that, but there are things which are worse than murder, isn't it? Depriving people of their livelihood, looting their savings, betraying, criminal breach of trust. All these things they do happily, 24 hours, looting others. But chote kiye lajat. Like for example, they will not wash their, they will not have their food without washing their feet, or without, you know, they will not, they will have to wash their hands even if they use fork and spoon, or petty proprieties are there, rules. When violating them, or when required to violate them, they will protest. They will feel, no, 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 we should not do this, ये हमारा आचार है. But actually their whole life is nothing but a life of crime. बड़े पाप बाढ़े किए, छोटे किए लजात, तुलसी ता पर सुख चाहत. But they want sukh. विधि को बहुत रिसात. विधि, they complain against fate and God. Arey, what can Krishna do, what can Rama do? He has set the law of karma in motion, and if you violate that, reactions will have to be borne. So what is the point in complaining? ప్రారంధం ఇట్లుండగా ఒరుల నాన్న పని లేదు, పని ఒరుల నాన్న పని ఎలా. त्यागराज also is saying. Okay. सब साधन को एक फल, ये बहुत अच्छा है, याद रखिए. सब साधन को एक फल, जे ही जानियो सो जान. सब साधन को एक फल, जे ही जानियो सो जान. ज्यों त्यों मन मंदिर बसही, राम धरे धनबान. Whatever you do, all sadhanas, yoga sadhana, e sadhana, sadhana. Now I saw Mudgar sadhana, Mudgar yoga. All Lambika yoga, e yoga, yoga, hatha yoga, so many, Raja yoga, Bhakti yoga, Jnana yoga, Karma yoga, all yogas. What is Tulsidas saying? The whole purpose of all these yogas is to make sure that you enshrine Sitaram in your heart, Ram Darbar in your heart. Ram Darbar, if you close your eyes, you should see Ram Darbar in your heart. If you have achieved that, then there is no point in pursuing all the other yogas, because all those sadhanas actually should lead you to be able to enshrine Ram Darbar in your heart. सब साधन को एक फल, जे ही जानियो सो जान. Please understand this much. ज्यों त्यों, ఎలాగైతో అలా, by hook or crook, do something. ज्यों त्यों मन मंदिर बसही, राम धरे धनबान. So somehow or the other, make sure that Ram Darbar is enshrined in your heart. सब साधन को एक फल, जे ही जानियो सो जान. ज्यों त्यों मन मंदिर बसही, राम धरे धनबान. Next. बैरी बंधु निशिचर अधम, तजो न भरें कलंक. झूठे अघ सिया परिहरी, तुलसी साई ससंक. This is very interesting. Rama pardoned everyone, the enemies also, and Ahalya, he revived her and absolved her of all the papam. Bairi Bandhu, Bairi Vibhishana also he gave Sharanagati. Shabari, he ate the fruits, and Sugriva also he forgave because Sugriva, whatever. Bairi Bandhu Nishichar Adham, Tajo na Bhare Kalank. All of them he pardoned, and in spite of their kalanks, defects in the character, he pardoned them. But when it came to Sita, when the allegations themselves were false, in spite of that, he gave up Sita. He forswore. Why? Because in all the other cases, he simply exercised his kingly authority. But here, he set a higher standard. Caesar's wife should be beyond suspicion. So he raised the bar, and not that he felt Sita has been tarnished or she has become unchaste. Not at all. Sita is not different from Rama. Sita is the Mula Prakriti, who is the Shakti of Rama. Sita is not a separate Jiva. Sita, Ram, Sita are one. Okay, that is the Leela. If you understood that, then you have understood Rama. Jhoote ag siya parihari, Tulsi sai sasank. So, though the allegations were totally false, Rama decided, okay, let people understand this much. See, this one is so very interesting. See, Vibhishana was his enemy's brother, Rakshasa, besmirched with the sin of brotherly disloyalty. He backstabbed his elder brother. But Rama did not forsake him. But on false charges, he abandoned Sita, who is the epitome of purity. Sita is the epitome of purity. Sita, Agni Punita Sita. Actually, the real Sita did not go to the forest. Sita, the Chaya Sita went. And anyway, Sita is purity, epitomized, personification. So, on false charges, he abandoned Sita. Tulsidas is saying the Lord is very, very alert in matters of conduct. See, Rama accepted Vibhishana because, in spite of all the deficiencies, because he had taken refuge in him. And Rama did not have to justify this action to anyone except himself. However, in the case of Sita, Prajaranjana means gratifying the subjects. The ungrateful subjects. People are like that only. Prajaranjana. So, you see, Rama accepted Vibhishana despite all the deficiencies because Vibhishana took Sharanagati. And this Rama did not have to justify to anybody except to himself. In the case of Sita, Prajaranjana, the gratification of the subjects, that is the king's foremost dharma. Prajaranjana, delighting the hearts of the subjects. So you see, this is the high moral ground that a leader should occupy. He cannot stoop. So he was accountable to his people, and therefore he had to forsake Sita, though this was painful for both of them, both Rama and Sita. Right? And he set such high standards so that, great statesmen, great leaders someday will be able to live up to this kind of a very high standard. Not that Sita was physically separated, Sita and Rama are one, that I already told you. Okay? And the last one, let me see on this paper. तुलसी तुलसी सब कहे, तुलसी बन की घास, तुलसी तुलसी सब कहे, तुलसी बन की घास, हो गई कृपा राम की तो बन गए तुलसीदास. जय श्री राम.